hero. He's obsessed to the point of willing to look the other way to perform certain deeds that are, shall we say, something a hero wouldn't generally do. For instance, let's face facts. Arkham Asylum is basically a walk in, walk out library. No one stays there. No one. Everyone leaves. And it's always the same thing. He escaped from Arkham. He escaped from Arkham. He escaped from Arkham. You'd think somebody would put some money to fix Arkham, but no. How many people does he put in Arkham? How many villains?
A lot.
That's right.
A lot.
Let's take a look at some of these villains real quick, shall we? The Joker.
Hang on, Kyle. Check your audio. You have...
Uh-oh. Oh, I've been disconnected. Yep, internet issues. Yeah, everything's... Batman's hacking my computer.
Oh my goodness.
Batman's hacking my computer. He's trying to stop me.
Oh my gosh. Even my phone just dropped down to 1 bar. Yeah, my phone just screwed up too. What the hell?
Now let me go take a look over here and see if anything's wrong over here. That's right, flee into the shadows. Yep, the internet just went down. Just see over here. Where's our little internet box? Nope, the internet box is okay.
Yeah, I was telling him I was doing a podcast after watched a couple episodes. And he's like, you didn't tell me you did a podcast. And I'm like, I didn't think you would care.
Hello?
Like, hello?
Am I there?
Are you there?
I think I'm there. Am I there?
You're here now.
Okay. Well, the whole internet just like balked out real quick over here.
You went all robotically for like a good 2 to 3 minutes, dude.
Oh.
And then you went when I told you about it.
Oh, okay.
So you might want to check the audio for like maybe 5 minutes previous and see how it sounded.
Right.
Me? And see where you have to start off at.
Right. I think Batman's hacking into my computer.
Possibly.
It's the only thing I can think of because he's trying to stop me. It's already too late. He knows.
Hey,
What's up?
I got a question.
Okay.
From the Daredevil.
Oh, well, we're back to Daredevil again.
Villains.
Okay.
What do you guys like? I know it's not one person being a villain, but I'm talking about the Hand.
You mean the evil organization?
Yes.
Well, they would fit squarely in the villain category if you ask me. I don't know if you'd... We're back, folks. Sorry about that. We had some recording issues real quick.
Batman tried hacking into us.
Yeah, Batman was hacking into the computer to try to get me to stop talking about him. It didn't work. We're back. As for the Hand, well, they would be similar to like the Legion of Doom. They're just a bunch of evil pricks, basically.
I mean,
they're villains.
I won't go as far as villains, but they are definitely evil.
You know,
getting rid of them would not stop. That's a criminal organization, and whenever one drops, another one starts up. So getting rid of them would not actually do good.
you'd have to get rid of all of them at once, which would be very difficult to do personally, but you could do it if you had enough firepower. Speaking of firepower, the Punisher.
Kevin, think about it here. I mean, I know you're younger than me, but when you were very young, you felt safe in your neighborhood, didn't you?
Safe-ish.
Depends on the day, I guess.
I mean, like, talking when you were 10 and younger.
Yeah, I guess for the most part.
You know, when we all used to hang out around your house, no issues with neighbors, everyone was cool with each other, right?
Well, there's still no issues around here.
Yeah, but I mean,
Like, occasionally I might...
Nick, he's too young. He's too young. He has no idea. He has no idea about the mafia that used to run Hazleton. He's got no idea.
Okay, well, me and Kyle can talk about this. But it's like when
Longer Maxine can talk about this too.
Yeah,
we remember when the mafia ran Hazleton. Remember how safe it was out there, wasn't it?
Hey, as long as you didn't cross them, you had no issue.
Your grandmother counted for them. Don't you tell me that.
She still lived outside of Hazleton in a two-street town called Humboldt.
Ah.
The Italian street is over there. They had the flags painted up.
Take over and look at this town now.
Touche. When the mafia ran it, things were safer. But you see, that's the difference between organized and disorganized crime. I'm all for organized crime. I'm not for disorganized crime, though.
Organized crime.
I think we should put out a, like, announcement. We are not trying to form anything government. Don't put us on any list.
Well, probably government, no matter what, we're on some kind of list by now.
Probably. I've been calling him a flaming retard since he got in. Like,
I've been calling him a pedophile since he got it.
Granted, I'm not hoping the guy does terrible. Like, I want him to do something good, but it's so fucking hard to root for the motherfucker.
Really?
He hasn't done anything right yet.
I know, but I'm still hoping for a miracle that he does do something good.
Who, Biden?
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
I know it's a joke, but honestly,
It's like
you're gonna like, I'm asking a legit question here. Do you want, like, whether you agree with him or not, like, you want the president to do some good at least, right? You want the president to do a lot of good in all sense, but like, I know
We want him to do good, but the chances of him actually doing good
that's
is...
what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at. Like, I'm not saying I like him or anything. I'm saying I just want to see him do good, so our country can be good again.
See, that's
And I'm not saying it was amazing under Trump. I just want our country to pull our fucking heads out of our fucking ass and fucking wake up and smell the fucking coffee.
Well, that would be easier said than
If
done.
we don't put ourselves on the track, we're going fucking downhill.
We're pretty much going downhill as it is. The sad part is there was a time where we were the #1 nation. Now we're #4.
It's kind of sad.
Well, the sad
That's why when Kyle Davidson in the 24 election.
No.
My entire childhood, I was told America was the greatest fucking country.
To defend that comment, it is very great in certain respects still. I have been out of the country before. I've been to war. I've been to places where it is very hellish to live that would make America look like it was clad in 24 karat gold. However, to also be on that point, I've also been to places that, well, kind of make America look like a joke. I mean, I've been to Germany and Russia, Japan. I've been to England and Sweden. I've been to a lot of locations where it's a much better place. And in all reality, you can actually trace the collapse of America down to a single president. After this president hit office, it started to go downhill fast, and we've never recovered from it. And it's not even because of the president, it's because of the president's wife. That president would be George W. Bush Jr., and it would be his wife, Barbara, who screwed over the country by introducing one statute, one law, one rule: no child left behind.
How is that a bad rule?
Well, let me explain this to you in a simpler term. What were your grades like in school, man? Just be honest. What were your grades?
My grades, or are you asking Nick?
Yours.
Honestly,
You know, the soonest.
Up till probably about 9th grade, I tried it, and I kept my grades at least a high B.
Okay, that's fine.
In senior year, I mean, in my last couple of years, I just did the bare minimum to pass because I understood it. I just didn't care to like be in the higher brackets because I'm not doing anything with that knowledge.
Okay.
I had all the knowledge I needed in 9th grade.
Okay, well, let me explain to you this real quick. This is an example right here, okay? That mentality you had for your senior year is what kids have now who are in 1st and 2nd grade. Because they know that they're going to pass regardless. You can't hold children back anymore. You have to, the teachers have to push the child to the next grade. They cannot hold them back anymore. The child could walk in, sit in class, and do nothing the entire year, and they are forced to move the child to the next year. And if they're in 12th grade, they don't have to do anything, and they're still going to graduate. They don't have to do anything anymore. When I was in school, oh my goodness, my parents were straight A's or nothing. I had to fight to just, go to school and everything. But the issue is that thanks to Barbara Bush's No Child Left Behind law, there are people that have graduated who have no clue what's going on in the world. People who don't even understand basic math, who just got through because, hey, I'm going to get through regardless. And parents that can't do anything because children have more protection in law nowadays than parents do. It's the truth. The truth is that most kids who go to school anymore, they just use it as an excuse to get out of the house. They're going to graduate regardless. It doesn't matter if they graduate with straight F's. They still get their high school diploma. And that's what's happening. Back when me and Nick were in school, you fought to be intelligent, or you were just you were treated like garbage.
Yep.
You were treated like absolute crap by the community, by people, by jobs. No. If you didn't have at least A's, B's, and C's, you couldn't even get construction jobs sometimes because of that. Nowadays, well, you got your high school diploma, so obviously you know all this stuff. Come here and learn and do this geometry test for me that you don't know because you didn't take any attention in geometry.
The standard to start in construction is so low it ain't even funny.
It wasn't when we were in school.
Like,
it's changed. It had to change because most people gave up.
all that you basically have to do, you have to be able to read a tape measure at this point to qualify for a construction job.
And why do you think that is?
And some people could barely do that.
Right. And
Like,
that's
I'm not saying I'm a genius and like I was the best tradesman my entire career there. No. I had a lot of learning to do because it was something completely new to me. But I've been there 3 years and I ran some jobs already. Small jobs, but I ran them nonetheless.
Because you're willing to learn.
Also, I freaking study how everyone else fucking works. I don't try and act like a big shot, which a lot of people do anymore,
Yes.
and think they know it all.
Yes.
I watch, I listen, and I learn. Because half the shit I wasn't even told by the people that have been there for 30, 40 years. I just watched what they fucking did, and I learned.
Yeah. Do
Yep.
you think everyone's like you? The
I'm
answer
not
is
saying the
no.
world would be a better place, but at least shit would get done.
Of course it would, if people actually cared. But look around.
Okay.
People. No, one second, Nick. One more second. Look at it this way.
God.
We have people dying in the streets. We have families that are homeless. We have people that are being treated improperly due to race. And what does our current culture care about? Getting rid of Pepe Le Pew, a cartoon skunk from the 1950s. Thank you, generation 10 years behind mine. How old are you again, buddy?
10 years behind me.
Just remember that the generation that's getting rid of Pepe Le Pew and everything, that's your generation. Rather than fighting to solve problems, that's the generation that was created because of Barbara Bush's No Child Gets Left Behind. You want to talk about villains? There's one for you. Barbara Bush. There's a villain for you, Necro.
I will have to say this in defense of some of my generation, because out of all the people I'm like friends with, or like I will acknowledge as a acquaintance, they're all hardworking individuals. Like, I'm not saying my entire generation's like that, but there are some, no matter how small the percent, there are some.
Yeah, I'm sure there are. And you know what our entire generation was based on? Hard work will get you everywhere, so you have to be a hard worker.
Yep.
And now, you don't need to be a hard worker anymore. You just got to be able to get down on your knees and suck. That's how people get good jobs nowadays.
But here's an example of how much, like, me and Kyle got ridiculed back in school. Okay, so as a tech student, I was actually in a very high math class compared to most tech students because I was intelligent.
Still are.
But the thing is, my credits weren't based off of my math. So as they kept going up in the classes, like I think I was in college algebra when this happened. I wasn't doing anything in there because first off, my tech wasn't anything I needed for that. Like, you know, the math wasn't anything I needed for what I was going for in tech. So I pretty much just was failing that class because I didn't care. It wasn't going to affect me credit-wise or anything like that. But here, some person was like, oh, you're so stupid. And he was a friend of mine nonetheless. So I said, oh, you think I'm stupid? Like, I can't do this because I'm incapable of doing it. Not because it's my choice. And he's like, I said, okay. So I went up with him to the teacher and I said, okay, give us your hardest math problem that you can find that you don't even know the answer to. And she did. She wrote it up on the board, 2 separate sections of the board, and literally she was figuring out while we were on the board in front of the class. I solved it correctly with less work than both the teacher and the other student, my friend. And neither of them did it without looking at the answer. At that point, everyone shut up about questioning me if I was smart enough to be in that class. It was my choice not to pass that class. But that's how much we got ridiculed if we didn't do good in a class.
Yep. You were a dullard. If you didn't do good in the class, you were basically separated from other groups. People didn't want to be around you. You got to sit with the other failures, but nowadays you can't do that. Now you got to have a crying corner in classes too.
Yeah. But see, I wasn't crying about it. It was my friend just being a jackass, and it was like, you know what? Let me prove this motherfucker wrong.
I'll give an example now real quick. Mama Bear Maxine, I'm going to abuse you for a second here. I'm going to use you in the story. Now, Mama Bear Magazine works for a tax firm. All right? Really good job. She brings customers in, and she knows how to do everything in the place. So, she goes in one day, and there's a new girl there. Now, Mama Bear Maxine, she is going to college right now. She's going to college for tax prep. All right? Seems like a good goal to do. And she's already done it. So what does her boss do? Does her boss hire her on because of all her knowledge and everything? Nope. Hires some pretty blonde, next to nothing, young girl because she taught herself at home and basically she just got on her knees and sucked his dick. And then, best part is, she abandoned the place after like 2 weeks. Just left. Maxine was still there. With all her knowledge, did she get hired on? Nope, because she refused to drop down on her knees, because she grew up thinking hard work gets you everywhere. Truth is, doesn't matter how hard a worker you are now, you're just a number. You're a number in a cog. No one cares about you. Nobody.
How I got most of my raises.
By getting down on your knees? Jeez, man, seriously.
Holy crap, I didn't know
That's
that.
why I wear the knee pads.
See? The younger generation
That's why I
sucking
wear
dick
the
for a
knee
living.
pads with fuzzy pink.
See?
It gets
I thought they
gold.
were gold.
They got gold lacing in them, but
Ah, okay.
But, yeah, I mean, back in the day when me and Nick were going to school, America was the second highest educational facility in the entire United States of America. Now we're the 37th, or in the world. Now we're the 37th.
who was the first back then?
China.
Who?
China.
Oh,
Followed by Japan, who was after America.
Yeah.
But nowadays, we're the 37th lowest in the world. Because we went from grade point averages of 90s and 80s to grade point averages of 60s and 50s. Because the kids don't care anymore.
Because they don't have to do the work.
Nope. Kids nowadays, they don't have to do anything. They're going to graduate. They just got to go to school for 12 years. That's it.
Look at our son.
Yeah.
He had what? He had to write the number 1.
I would like
and he cried about it.
Yep. You were saying Deathgasm?
I'm not going to mention a business or any names, but
Okay.
my buddy was telling me about this one place that he's been working at.
Yeah.
And the night shift guys were sleeping in their cars, not doing their PMs and this, that, and the other thing.
Okay.
And apparently the hammer of the company, as they call him, there's the head boss and then there's the second in command, which is the hammer.
Okay.
He's like, if you guys don't start doing your work, we're gonna fire you.
Yeah.
Well, the people he said that to went to HR.
Yep.
And HR came down on him and said, you can't threaten people's jobs. How the fuck is that right? Like,
Well,
you're not doing your fucking...
As a human resource operative, I used to work for human resources. So this is actually something I can explain. So, as a boss, you have to actually go to human resources and have human resources do an investigation, and human resources is the one that's supposed to be able to say yes or no to the termination of an employee. That was a law that was created in 2000, and believe it or not, the law is actually called the Bush Administration's Law of Protection of Jobs. You
So
can't...
pretty much their way of saying, now no adults get left behind.
Yeah, your boss can't legally, if you were ever fired by your boss without HR being involved, you can legally take them to
What
court.
if your company don't have an HR?
Then they're an illegal company.
Yeah, all companies must have HR.
Well, depending on the size. A small company
I
might
guess
not.
the current company I do has an HR, and it's one of the bosses.
Ah, well, then you do have HR. As long as someone is HR certified, you have HR.
Yeah.
Now,
You just gotta be HR certified to be having technically HR in your company.
for instance, if your HR rep goes on vacation and he's unreachable, then technically the boss would have to take over the responsibilities and he would have to be HR trained. Most of the time, it's just rules, regulations, and laws. Sadly, it's a funny thing you should say that, but me and the fiance here, Mother Maxine, have talked about this before in length about how since the year 2000, individuals like myself and her sister and Nick here have actually become fossils in a sense because the way we were brought up, the thought process on raising children, and the educational facility that we grew up in no longer exists. It's a joke that we once were raised to believe things such as hard work will get you everywhere. You can trust the government. Uh, uh, you need to learn all your maths and everything like that. When in all reality, you really don't. And nowadays, that kind of stuff is changing the United States to become something it wasn't originally. And change is a good thing, but it takes time to fully implement itself. And the big problem that we have in the United States is there are the fossils, aka people like myself, Necro, Mama Bear Maxine, and then we have the generation afterwards, the living creatures, if you will, like yourself, who grew up in this era and you don't understand. I mean, you probably understand better than other people because I feel you're actually a very intelligent individual. But the times of Necro and my and Mama Bear's birth, it's a joke nowadays what we went through. People don't understand what we were brought up for and everything, and now we have this gap. We have this group of people that are trying to live their lives the way they were brought up, aka the fossils. And then we have people like you, Deathgasm, who understands the current world and sees it for what it's becoming. I am actually quite jealous of individuals like you. I wish I could look at the world the way you do. I was just brought up in a
I
different
look at it as falling the fuck apart.
Yes, but then you got people like me who's like, we can still salvage it. We've been through worse.
I think we could salvage it if people would just pull their fucking heads out of their ass. But the likelihood of that, like the few individuals that will step up to do something, is not fucking even enough to make a change.
Right, and the big issue right now is that we are living in a society where I'm going to use the term. I hate the term, but I'm going to use the term where it's people have grown up to be that things are emotionally traumatizing to them. The world is traumatizing them. I am a person who believes I am an imaginary gender that was made up with ones and zeros that I can't prove exists. And if you don't believe that I'm actually a donkey and you call me a male instead of the 5-digit code that I am, I'm going to go cry in a corner until somebody comes and pats me on the shoulder. And then I'm going to go on Facebook and YouTube and all those other pages, and I'm going to find your picture, and I'm going to trash you on the internet until you disappear. That's what we live in now. Where if somebody gets their feelings hurt, it becomes a world topic, yet the actual problems of the world they don't care about as long as it's not about them.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head there.
Yep, we're in a new world of sheep. As long as you leave this sheep alone and this sheep is happy eating that piece of grass over there, they don't care about the rest of the world. And unfortunately, there's a very large majority. Like I said, more people cared that to get rid of Pepe Le Pew because he showed rape culture in a positive view than stopping child sex trafficking. More people in the world care about gender reassignment surgery than finding a cure for cancer. That's
or referring to people as them and they instead of he and she.
What was the last one it was? There's one chick wants everybody to stop changing their babies' diapers unless they ask permission first?
Oh yeah, that's another one,
Freaking retarded.
You're not allowed. You didn't hear that? There's a woman who's going with a sign out saying that babies are being sexually abused by their parents because they're changing their diapers without their permission.
Okay, who votes I just get a whole bunch of napalm planes and fly them over everywhere?
I'm all for that. I'm thinking of running for president again.
Right now, you have the credentials to do it. I'll vote for you.
I know I have the credentials. But I can't run because honesty is not a policy that people like to follow.
I'll vote for you.
Okay, well I got one vote at least. One vote for Kyle Anderson. One vote. 2 votes. 2 votes. 4 votes. 4 votes. Well, 3 votes because you can't vote. 3 votes. 3 votes. Yes. Oh, who am I kidding? She could probably vote now anyways. If they don't let her, she could just go on a crying campaign and get it erased anyway.
Right?
You know my
No,
brother
Ken.
would vote for you.
I know, but he's a registered felon, so he can't vote for me.
Do they even count that anymore, though? I mean,
He's still behind bars, Nick. He needs to be out for 7 years. Come on, man, work with me here.
yeah, but I mean, Biden fondled kids on camera and they still let him be president.
My fellow Americans, how y'all doing? My name is Kyle Davison. I will be the next president of the United States. I do not fucking care what you think you are. I do not care who you think you are. You are an American. Get over it. If you don't want to be an American, please dial this number and an assassin will walk up the door and blow your brains out. Why? Because I don't care. We're gonna close down all the borders. I'm gonna get all the hackers and assassins in the United States and make them actually work. And we're gonna fix this damn country and not care about other countries because you can't fix a broken engine with a broken tool. I'm Kyle Davison and I'm running for president.
Unfortunately, I can't run for president because I don't follow one of the criteria.
The government
But
basis.
next election, I will be 35, so I will fall in line with that.
But you don't have
never worked for the government or military.
That is correct. That's actually the only thing keeping you from becoming president. But
Yeah.
you could still be a member of the cabinet.
Yes.
You follow all the recommendations of the cabinet. You do. Like I couldn't have Mama Bear Maxine run as my vice president, but technically I could have my buddy Vargo.
I'll
No,
vote
you
Vargo.
should name him as your 5-star.
Vargo is my 5-star. No, I don't want to destroy the world. Vargo already talked about if he had power, he would nuke the entire planet.
That's why you won't have me there either.
You're not allowed anywhere near that button. I'm literally going to create a room full of red buttons.
And red. I must press it.
I'm going to make a room just of red buttons for Necro to push. Just red buttons everywhere. And I'll make little noises like grr.
So I watched the show The Masked Singer.
Oh, I've seen that show.
And this season they introduced a button, and it's big and red, and it's for whenever you're guaranteed to know the identity of one of the Masked Singers.
Oh no.
Now, Kid John, the little Asian dude that plays in the Hangover movies, can't pronounce his name.
Okay, I know what you're talking about, yeah.
He automatically, as soon as that button got put out, that would be me.
He did it.
Pick that button. No! You just bombed the whole world! It was big and red and said, press me.
I think it'd be more dangerous if it said, "Don't press me."
Oh, that's
You
just
can
don't.
just rapid tap that button at that point.
Oh, hell yeah. By the time that they were able to stop me, all the nukes that we have would have been launched.
I'm going to get rid of all our nukes. We don't need nukes. Exactly. We don't need no dang nukes. That's money. We can sell those to Russia.
Get us
But-
out of a chunk of our debt.
Yeah. And Uncle Vladimir would love that. Uncle Putin would love that.
But as another thing to explain of how our culture nowadays is fucked up. Okay, so Kyle worked with me at my job. And back then we were working 12 hours every day for at least 5 to 6 days. Now that was underneath piss poor management and everything like that. Things have changed where it's only 10 hours max, but as of recently, most people are lucky to get 7 hours. But as of this week, people had to start working 8, and they're complaining about it.
Yeah.
The complaint.
I don't want to get these motherfuckers and say, don't ever fucking complain about this job ever in my presence.
No.
Because until you work 14, 16, 18, and 20-hour shifts like I have, or work the full fucking day, and still work your next shift,
Yep, I
don't
remember that.
ever say anything about this place.
But that's just showing off the change of how people's mentalities are.
Yeah.
By the way, does anyone realize that we derailed this train way back there in Kakadu and we're currently skating towards Philadelphia?
I thought we were in Cali already.
Well, I had to stop for Taco Bell because he made me hungry. Your cousin made me hungry, so I had to stop at Taco Bell real quick. Now I'm just hungry for Taco Bell. It's all I can think about now, damn it.
I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay, man.
No, that started before you. Let's start with him asking his killer, where's the Taco Bell?
Oh, come on, that was funny.
On Monday.
Feed me Taco Bell, I'm pregnant.
I love just, I chase after Necro randomly screaming, where's the Taco Bell? When are we going to be able to get you into a game of DBD, cuz?
I'll make time next week for sure before I start the new job.
All right.
And
So,
honestly, every other weekend once I get this new job, I could probably go for a game.
no,
If not, maybe once a month
no,
at
well,
least.
hey, listen, we're just, Dead by Daylight's just a fun game, all right?
Yeah.
Like, actually, I might be able to do it more because I'm it's a screwed up schedule. It's gonna be 2 days on, 2 days off, 2 days on, 2 days off, 3 days on, 3 days off. So I'm gonna have a lot of time.
Mhm.
It's just gonna be weird getting used to.
Hey, listen,
He's not going to have the same shift every week.
right, I understand.
You'll have the same shift, you're just not going to have the same days.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's kind of like sub right now. We got to work around sub schedule as well. So that's okay.
Actually, does anyone know how working a 12-hour shift overnight works when it's daylight savings time?
That
you
depends on the
work
company.
extra?
That depends on the company.
Normally, how my company is, when it's the fall back, you'll lose an hour, but when it's the spring ahead, you'll work an extra hour.
Yeah, but that from an HR point of view, that differs between company and company too.
Vice versa. If you spring ahead, you lose an hour. Once you fall back, you gain it. You'll work an extra hour. Sorry, reverse that.
Right.
My bad.
Like I said, it really depends on the company too, because like with Amazon, even though there was the time change, you still worked that technical shift, so you still worked until 9 in the morning, even though technically it was now 8 in the morning. So with Amazon, it was different. But each company will have different rules. You'll have to ask the actual company itself, because that's one of those things that differs from company to company.
I was just curious on how that actually worked.
Well, like I said, that depends on the company itself. Not a lot of companies are doing the whole overnight shifts with the whole shifting hours anymore. Most of them are trying to do the one shift ends at 11 and one shift picks up. I use Mr. Clean.
Okay.
And some try to start their shifts, like if they know that's going to happen, they'll start their shifts at 1 in the morning, so that when the time does fall back, you're still technically working the 12-hour shift and vice versa.
Okay.
But it depends. I mean, it doesn't really matter as long as you're getting paid, as far as I'm considered.
Yeah. I was just curious on how that actually freaking worked.
Yeah, it's different per company.
With how my job is, you're one day, of course, you'll work an extra hour, but then the next time it happens, you'll work 1 hour less. So it equals itself out.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If that makes any sense to you, cuz.
Speaking of
Yeah.
villains, work is the biggest villain. It's something so evil, so vile, so mind-bendingly broken that they have to pay you to do it.
Yes.
And
No,
you know
what's more villainous is when you're doing the job you're exactly told to do, but then you get yelled at for doing the job.
one worse than that. When you're doing somebody else's job because they weren't there and you get yelled at for not doing it properly.
Well, I won't tell you what I do every day.
Yeah, you do every job every day.
Yes.
But you don't get paid for every job, see?
Nope.
Now, what you really want to do in life is you want to get yourself a career, not a job. You want to get yourself a career.
Yeah, because job means just over broke.
Touche on that one. Careers are for life. Jobs are just until your number's up.
It does got a pretty good aspect there.
Or you're necro and you just stay there because you know that if you leave, the entire place will implode like a neutron star. Face facts, necro. We both know that if you left that job, it would just cease to exist after a day.
Oh, without doubt.
It would close its doors in a month, and everyone would blame you.
Listen, ever since I stopped working with the group of people that I'm technically supposed to work with,
Yeah,
they've been at each other's throats. And I'm just there. I'm minding my own business. I do my own shit now. That's
right.
it.
That's all fine and dandy, like sour candy. But like I said, you want to really aim for a career in your life. I'm actually thinking of as soon as Maxine's done with her college, continuing mine, or maybe going into a trade school. Not automotive. We all know that if you see my leg sticking out from underneath a car, something has happened to me. Please save me.
I know that.
Two of the better trades I would suggest: welding, electrical.
Yeah, but with plumbing, you can make your own hours. So, I mean, there's that too.
Yeah, but with plumbing, when you usually fix something, something else breaks along with the fix.
Job security. Or you could just work.
I can't stand plumbing for the fact that you think you're almost done and then something else fucks up on you.
So you wouldn't want to work for PennDOT.
Honestly, if I worked for PennDOT, I'd be raising hell every fucking day.
Well, here's a funny story about PennDOT real quick, because Necker can vouch for this.
If I worked in any union place, I'd probably get shit canned in a week because I'd open my fucking mouth because I don't like how things are being ran.
Well, you see, you can't do that nowadays.
No.
Now, you do that nowadays, you hurt somebody's feelings, you get blacklisted.
Well, unions suck to begin with, so I really wouldn't care.
It depends on the union.
Yeah, I mean,
there are some really good unions out there.
Fucking like amazing to get into.
An electricians union? Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the ones you want to get into. Those are just, you are protected from everything in the electricians union.
Oh, haven't you?
You want that, okay? But maybe not a plumbing union. But when I was
back when I started the job I'm currently at still,
yeah,
I ran into an electrician on a job, and he was like telling me, go to this one electrical union for linemen.
Yeah.
They'd probably take me.
Yeah.
But I liked my job at the time, so.
Well, I know lots of people like that, unfortunately. The day I was born, there was a stretch of I-80 that was just starting to get repaired. 5 years later, they had to go back to the start of the same road and start working on it brand new. Ironically, this would be the same year that Necro was born. It is currently 37 years later. That stretch of road has still not been fully repaired.
Good job, PennDOT.
What? The guy that was holding... Now, here's the best part. The guy that was holding the sign to tell people to slow down is currently the lead builder on that crew. He's about to retire, and his words were, "We ain't got done in ever." So, if you want a long-lasting job with plenty of job security, go join PennDOT. You'll never lose the job, apparently.
Mind you, you're going to have 20 people watching you if you join there because you're going to be the one doing the work while 20 people just standing around playing with themselves.
Too many Chiefs, not enough Indians.
See, I would probably like blow my head off from boredom.
Well, no, you're going to be the one doing the work, so you won't be bored.
No, he'll start as the flag holder.
Seniority and not be able to do the work.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but with the amount of money they make, they don't care.
Yeah.
You're talking people that are probably getting paid $75 an hour.
I don't care how much I'm making. If I'm not keeping active, I get really antsy and bored.
So then do something.
And I start making work to do.
Why do you think it hasn't been fixed yet? People like you.
People like, he screws up my work. I will shoot him and they will never find the body.
Right, but
He will be in the pavement.
Yeah, but that'll be more work for you to do.
Because then you'll have to find a way to fix that.
Yeah, you have to fix that, and while you're fixing that, everyone else is going to go through and screw up your work.
You know, you'd have to turn it into a speed bump or something, yeah?
You would basically become a serial killer overnight. And then nothing would get done anyway, because then they'd have to cancel the project until they got enough new workers.
I will be the one-man fucking army. I will be the one-man construction crew.
The union won't let you do that.
Fuck the union. Fuck the union.
It's been 37 years. They still haven't fixed it. I'm not expecting it to be fixed in my lifespan, all right? I have given up hope on this road. Like I said, the day Necro was born, they found a major problem in the road. They never said what the major problem was, but then they had to go all the way to the start of the road and start repairing it again from the start, okay? Mm-hmm. That was 32 years ago.
I wonder if we trace it back, if every time one of our family members were born, they had to restart that.
That would be hilarious.
That'd be hilarious right there. That'd be the best. It's the Hazleton curse. It even reaches out to I-80. Look out.
What strip of I-80 are you guys talking about?
Oh, the one that reaches all the way from PA to New York.
Yeah. The one near Ravenclaw that's constantly under construction.
Yeah, I kind of saw like construction signs like all the way back from Jersey. I think it was 2 weekends ago.
Oh no, that's the one they've been working on since the 40s. That's I-81.
No, that's I-80 that I came back on.
It was a joke, buddy. It was a joke. It was a joke.
That's east and west.
Let me put it this way. PennDOT has fixed as many roads as I have been, the number of years I have been president. And seeing as it's currently 0, you can understand why people are pissed off at PennDOT.
Visual
representation.
The national flower is the road cone.
Yeah, that's right. We grow them in potholes. That's where everyone else in the world gets their road cones from. It's from Pennsylvania. We grow them in the potholes. It's our national flower. It's the state flower of Pennsylvania, the road cone. You have to watch carefully. They grow like bamboo. Just they pop up and then the guys come by and drive by and pick them. That's why no one cares if you steal road cones in Pennsylvania. They just grow everywhere.
I swear that's what happened.
I swear Nick's brother was trying to grow pot in the backyard and the road cone came out instead. And we're like, oh, wrong seed. Damn it, those seeds were cheap on purpose. Damn it. Oh, gee. Once again, I love the fact that this was originally a conversation on villains, and now we're all the way to talking about Pennsylvania State Flower, the road cone. We've derailed so badly, we're currently on top of freaking surfboards. You know, like, what the hell?
No.
We missed something.
I thought we found a way down a fucking mine shaft.
Mine shafts are fun. You can find all kinds of things in the mine shaft.
Because we kind of got onto some dark concepts there for a bit.
That's the thing about these calls. We start off with one thing, and it goes elsewhere.
Well, we can blame my dad's side of the family for that one.
Oh.
My grandfather was a coal miner.
Oh.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say my
What was that, Necro?
I'm pretty sure we can all say all our great grandfathers probably were.
Yes, sir.
More than likely. Depends on which country they were in at the time.
Yeah.
My grandfather used to tell me one of his most famous stories was there's a portion of land in Alaska where there's a scout base in the U.S. Army. And across the waters from it, on the other side, there's a scout base from Russia. And on a clear day, he used to be able to sit there with the telescope and sit there and wave at the Russian who was looking back at him. And the Russian would wave back at him. That's how close they were.
That's cute.
And one day he saved, he saved the guy across the way because he saw a polar bear sneaking up on the guy. So he started frantically pointing, and the guy turned around and saw the polar bear.
Oh,
Yeah.
Now, for next week, since it will be the Halloween season, and most likely because by then I'll have a couple episodes of me screaming like a small girl. Stop nodding your head, Necro. We're gonna start up the Halloween season right. So our next discussion will be Halloween themed. And believe it or not, Mama Bear Maxine actually picked the theme this time.
Ooh.
Oop, there it is. Yeah. So the next wonderful theme for our next conversation, which will start the conversation and eventually be derailed, will be horror movies from the past that either scared you as a child or has some kind of impact in your childhood. Yep, because I realized not all horror movies were scary, but a lot of horror movies did do things to my lifespan, if you will.
Your psyche.
Yeah.
I think next week I'm gonna get drunk while we do this.
Oh no!
As long as you're not driving home.
I won't. Actually, I think I'm gonna get some whiskey, and every time one of us says a curse, I gotta drink.
No, I'm not going to be responsible for your death.
Right?
No.
I'm not going to be responsible for your death. No.
No, Necro won't be responsible because Necro's gonna be the one to F.
Exactly. It'd be like take a shot every time Necro breathes. You're going to die eventually. You got to stop. All right.
I'm Irish. I'm immune to death from alcohol.
Yeah, this will be a good time to test it. Oh, the reason I say it is my buddy, my cousin Jason. I won't use your last name, Jason, but you know who you are. He used to work for the Hazelden. He used to work for the Hazelden Area Police Department. He caught our stream of you driving home from the bar, and he's like, "You wouldn't happen to have Deathgasm's full name, would you?" I'm like, "I don't have his full name, so no."
Jason knows better than me.
Jason ain't gonna ask you. Your brother freaking destroyed his mentality when we were younger anyway.
So he was trying to narc me.
Well, he works in Erie now, Erie, PA, but he said there were a couple of cops from Hazelton who like recognized my voice and like, hey, you would happen to be able to get that guy's full name, would you? I'm like, I don't know his full name, so I can't help you. I'm
Next
sorry.
time, when we're doing a live stream, don't announce you're at the bar.
Or that you're driving home and a little tipsy. People watch these. It's scary. Uh,
They can't do anything. They can't legally prove that I was.
You're on video.
no, but they were watching while we were live streaming. They could have gotten to your house and tested your blood alcohol level.
Yeah.
Wait, we live stream these?
This is being live streamed right now.
Oh
I thought we just fucking film them and post them.
Oh my goodness, no. Oh my.
Remember, if you pull up our YouTube right now, you'll be watching yourself.
Oh my. No, this is a live stream, bro.
complete blonde moment.
I was not aware of that.
Everything you say now can and will be held against you in the court of law.
Check please.
And then Deathgasm went very quiet. Yeah, they have it time stamped, man. They have that part time stamped. So yeah, future reference, don't do that. I think at this point in time they can't. Oh yeah, that's right. Jason said at this point in time they can't do anything right now because it's been way past the date. Just you know, if you are going to be on, when you're on next week, make sure you're home before you start chugging.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna do something like that. Like, all I had was one or two at the bar. So I was feeling good, but I wasn't like,
You don't have to defend yourself, man. It's cool.
well, I'm
You
just
didn't get
saying.
caught this time.
Oh, the first and the second. Ooh, that's good timing. Sub is going to be his next 2 days off are the first and the second. Do you want to, if you have any time to try anything on those days, man?
When is the first and second?
That would be Friday and Saturday.
Oh,
This week?
Friday.
This week.
Free.
Okay.
Of this week, or
Yeah, this week, Friday and
Yeah.
Saturday.
What?
Now
I'm
tomorrow.
busy.
What?
You're busy both days?
Yeah.
Okay, well we can find other
Okay.
days, man.
Wait,
Neko knows how to hit me up.
Friday.
Yes, 2 days from now.
I actually think I might be free because
Ooh.
I think the plan's got. I'll definitely let you know I'm gonna be talking to the person after we get done here before I go to sleep. I'm
Cool,
gonna be
cool.
talking to her, see if the plans are still the same or not.
Well, dude, if you have a booty
Ooh,
call,
hey,
you can ignore this.